Hello everyone, so today we're going to go over section 6.2, dividing a fraction and a whole number. So we will begin by dividing a fraction and a whole number using pattern blocks. In this first example, we are going to model 1/2 divided by 3. So on the left we have 1/2, and the goal is to divide this 1/2 piece into 3 equal parts, which is what we have done on the right hand side here. So there is 1, 2, and 3 pieces of equal size. And notice that they're all triangles, and if we were to use pattern blocks, each one of these would be 1/6. So likewise, in the second example, example 2, we have 4/3, or 4/3, divided by 2. So in this case, on the left-hand side, we have 4/3. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of 1/3, and they are to be rearranged into 2 groups. And on the right hand side, we can see that we have 2 groups, each with 2/3 in it. So here we can write each group is 2/3. So just to summarize, in the first example, we have 1/2 divided by 3 is equal to 1/6. And in the second example, 4/3 divided by 2 is equal to 2/3. Okay. So next we are going to model dividing a fraction and a whole number using fraction strips instead. So in example 3, we once again have 1/2 divided by 3. So on the diagram on the left, the entire rectangle is 1. And we have shaded in half of it, which represents 1/2. And if we are to divide this into 3 groups, we have something like this. So here we have 3 groups. And each group is 1/6. So once again, just like before, we have 1/2 divided by 3 is equal to 1/6. Since each of the rectangle here is 1/6 of the entire rectangle. So we are considering just this piece here. And each group will be 1/6 of the entire rectangle, which is equal to 1. Okay, so very similarly, we have 3/4 divided by 2. So in this case, we can split the 3/4 horizontally, like so. And we'll notice that each group is 3/8. Right, we have 3 rectangles out of the 8 that's there. So 2 groups. Each group is 3/8. So therefore 3/4 divided by 2 is equal to 3/8. Okay, so just as in the previous section, we also can look at dividing fraction and a whole number using a number line. So in this case, we have a number line that is made into thirds. So this is 0. First marker is 1/3. Then we have 2/3. And then we have 1. So the original dividend is 2/3. So let's mark that down. So we're going from 0 to 2/3. Oops, sorry about that. And we are going to divide this fraction into 4 equal parts. Okay, so maybe something like this here. And we have parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here we need to consider what is the size of each one of these groups. And if we count from left to right, you can see that we can actually fit 6 of these partitions into 1. So each one of these groups is size 1/6. Which makes sense because they are 1/2 of a third. So here we have 2/3 divided by 4 is equal to 1/6. Okay. Next up, we have a similar kind of example. We have 1/2 divided into 5 equal parts. So same kind of setup. This is 0, 1/2, and 1. And in this case, if we are to divide the 1/2 into 5 equal parts, be roughly something that looks like this. Okay. That wasn't very accurate, so yeah, why don't we just redraw these? It's best to use a ruler when doing this, actually. Something like that. Again, this is just a rough sketch of what will happen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. And once again, we want to compare it to the entirety from 0 to 1. So in this case, each one of these sections is 1/10 of the way from 0 to 1. So in other words, we have 1/2 divided by 5 is equal to 1/10. Okay. So if we are to divide fractions by a whole number without using models or diagrams, um, the idea here is we will multiply the denominator with the whole number and then we reduce. Going back to the previous example, we have 1/2 divided by 5. So we can take the denominator of 2 and multiply it by the whole number, and 2 times 5 gives us 10, and so the end result is 1/10, and which doesn't need to be reduced. Okay, so here are just a few quick examples of that idea. So in the first case, we'll have 1/5 times 3, which of course is equal to 1/15. Second example, we will have 4/5 times 2, which of course is equal to 4/10, which can be reduced. We can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2 in this case, and so we'll get 2/5, or 2/5. And in the last example here, we have 1/6 times 3, which results in 1/18. So that's it. Couple of quick examples that are word problems. Ben used 3/4 jar of pasta sauce for 6 servings of pasta. He used the same amount for each serving. What fraction of the jar did he use in each one? So in this case, we have 3/4 divided by 6, which of course is the same as 3/4 times 6. Which gives us 3/24. And of course, this can also be reduced by dividing by 3 in both the numerator and in the denominator, and we'll get 1/8. So each serving has 1/8 jar of pasta sauce. Four students equally share half of a cake. Okay, very similar kind of question. We have 1/2 divided by 4. So if we were to write out the whole thing, we'll get 1/2 times 4, which is, once again, 1/8 of a cake. Okay, so in this section, we went over how to divide a fraction by a whole number using pattern blocks, other diagrams, and also a number line. And then we also did so without using models or diagrams. And that's it for today, so thank you for listening.